Hello everyone, my name is Jade Iwasaka-Neder, and my path to this work began in the north of Brazil, in the Amazon region, where I attended medical school at the State University of Pará, an institution that funded my studies and provided early opportunities to grow as a clinician investigator and educator through scientific initiation awards and teaching assistant incentive programs. Immigration is not new to my family, and I began dreaming of developing into the academic and person I aspire to become by going abroad and learning from leading experts. I applied to both a Master's in Public Health at Harvard and a research fellowship at Boston Children's Hospital. To my surprise, I was accepted to both, and thanks to the supportive mentors I had, I spent the past 3 years working as a research fellow while completing my Master's in Public Health simultaneously. At Boston Children's, I conducted research on various topics, including advances in magnetic resonance imaging using AI, musculoskeletal pathologies, and most recently, child abuse imaging research. This work also connected me with Brigham and Women's Hospital, where I am continuing my academic path by studying the intersection of intimate partner violence and opioid use disorder.
Hi, my name is Jenifer de Carvalho Lopes. I'm a plant scientist and I'm currently a research associate at Harvard University Herbarium. An herbarium is a natural history collection for pressed and dry plants. I was born in Santos, on the coast of the state of São Paulo, Brazil. As a teenager, I was mesmerized by the Atlantic forest, a tropical rainforest on the coast of Brazil. This drove me to pursue a career as a plant scientist because I wanted to understand plant biodiversity. Coming from a lower class family, I studied hard to get accepted to study biology at the University of São Paulo, a prestigious public university. I started studying plants as an undergraduate student. At the University of São Paulo, I pursue a master's, a PhD, and a postdoc in botany.
Hello everyone, my name is Josiane Tessman. I'm from Pelotas, Rio Grande do Sul, and during my time there, I pursued a bachelor's and a master's degree in biotechnology at the Federal University of Pelotas. And it was there that I first discovered my passion for science, so I decided to move to Rio de Janeiro, where I completed my PhD in oncology at the Brazilian National Cancer Institute. During my career, I have been studying the key factors that drive colorectal cancer development and progression and identifying strategies that could help reduce its development. So after finishing my PhD, I joined Dr. Zaitseva Lab at the University of Kentucky as a postdoc, and this is where I began studying something many people don't even realize could affect their health, the so-called forever chemicals.
During my master's and PhD at the University of São Paulo in Brazil, I worked in the Amazon, especially near Santarém, to understand the soil microbial diversity and climate change effects in the region. Now, I am advancing this research as a postdoctoral scholar at the University of California in Davis.
I'm Fernandes, a Brazilian scientist and nutritionist by training. I've dedicated my life, my career, understanding how early life immunity is shaped, not just by infections or vaccine, but by diet, microbes, and maternal health. I'm proud to have received several awards and fellowships for my studies during my PhD, including Brazil's Best Doctoral Thesis, also known as Prêmio Capes de Tese. From Brazil to the UK, and now at Princeton University, I followed one core belief: that science should uncover solutions rooted in biology and equity.
I'm Alencar. I am an associate research scientist at Yale. I grew up in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and back then I didn't know any scientists, I didn't speak English very well, and I definitely didn't picture myself ending up here at Yale studying reptile evolution. But I was fascinated by nature. I spent hours chasing lizards and asking too many questions. That curiosity led me to leave my family in Rio and pursue a PhD at the University of São Paulo, where I became an herpetologist, which is the kind of biologist who study amphibians and reptiles.
Hello, my name is Luiza Perucci. I'm a biomedical researcher from Brazil, and for over a decade, my work has been dedicated to understanding and improving women's health, especially during pregnancy. My scientific journey began at the Federal University of Minas Gerais, where I earned my pharmacy degree, master's, and PhD. In 2022, I moved to the US, first at Scripps Research and now as a postdoctoral fellow at UC San Diego, where I'm advancing research on women's health.
My name is Mariana Bonfim. I'm from São Luís, Maranhão, Brazil. I moved to the US about 10 years ago to work on my PhD in biology with a research focus in ecology.
My name is Mirian de Siqueira, and for the past 10 years I have been what you might call a fat biologist. I was born on a small farm in the south of Brazil where science careers aren't seen as realistic, especially for girls. However, thanks to ProUni, a full government scholarship, I became the first in my family to go to college and graduated in biomedical science. I then earned my master's from State University of Campinas, Unicamp, with the support from FAPESP, and pursued my PhD at UCLA with funding from the American Heart Association.
Meu nome é Samar Nasser Chehimi, eu sou pós-doutoranda em neurogenética na Universidade da Pensilvânia, eu estudei por genética e estudei biologia com ênfase em citogenética, que é o estudo dos cromossomos. Durante meu doutorado, na Faculdade de Medicina da USP, eu estudei uma síndrome rara, chamada Síndrome da Deleção do Braço Curto do Cromossomo 5. Ainda durante meu doutorado, eu recebi uma bolsa CAP Sprint para vir aos Estados Unidos e aprimorar minhas técnicas de biologia molecular e de estudo do RNA. Após defender meu doutorado, eu voltei aos Estados Unidos como pós-doutoranda para estudar a relação entre genética e neurociência do vício.
I am Vanessa, a Brazilian scientist working in the United States. And today I'm excited to share my journey and research in personalized wound healing. My journey began in Brazil as a pharmacist. I earned my PhD in pharmacology at the University of São Paulo, developing nanocarrier systems for cancer treatment. Moving to the US for postdoctoral research at UC Davis and now at Georgia Tech has been transformative. I shifted my career from cancer medicine to regenerative medicine.